Vithaya, or Chang, used his elbow to impale the thigh to stop the momentum and then hit a spinning elbow, which was really pretty, to be honest. Hi guys, my name is Joe, and this is a segment I call Media Fight Monday. So, on the first and third Monday of every month, I take a fight scene from movies, television, animation, and so on, and I review it, I break it down, and I give it a grade based on its realism and its storytelling value. So, today we're taking a look at the fight scene from the movie Only God Forgives. This was sponsored by Frank Barr. Thank you, Frank. Ryan Gosling, who plays Julian, and I'm going to call him by the name he's most known in Thailand, which is Pu Vithaya, which I'm probably butchering. I'm going to put his full name up here so you guys can get the name that he's actually credited as. He's playing Lieutenant Chang. Now, as some backstory in this movie, Lieutenant Chang is sort of responsible for the death of Julian's brother, even though he did not directly participate in it. This is Julian, I think, trying to get some back. Here's the thing, I haven't watched the movie itself. After watching this clip, I have really decided to seek it out. Probably going to watch it with my buddy Mike, who's a film aficionado. I think the cinematography is great. I actually feel bad that I'm going to have to chop out so much of the non-fighting part of this and also keep it muted. Without even knowing the backstory, just watching the clip, again, between the cinematography and the audio, the soundtrack, it really got me emotionally invested in seeing this fight. Now, I was unable to find a fight choreographer for this movie. The stunt choreographer goes by the name of Sing Kawi, so I don't know if they had a hand in the fight scene or not. According to IMDb, Ryan Gosling went through weeks of training in Muay Thai. Pu Vithaya is actually a fifth degree black belt in Kendo, which is Japanese fencing. They use the long bamboo poles with a lot of armor. I don't know how that prepared him for this fight. Yeah, as a side note, he's actually listed as the president of the Thai Kendo Association. As you can imagine, not an abundance of kicks and elbows in a fencing sport. But anyway, that's what we get in this fight. Okay, so Ryan Gosling initially led off with looked like a very faint jab, followed by a cross and then big hooks, which Chang, who's standing rather casually instead of in a standard fighting stance, saw coming a mile away. Jab, cross, hook, same sequence. This time he catches his arm. That looked like an elbow to me. Could have been a punch. Okay, I like that. Gosling went in with what we would call a naked knee. In other words, there was no setup. Vithaya, or Chang, used his elbow to impale the thigh to stop the momentum and then hit a spinning elbow, which was really pretty, to be honest. So kick to the thigh, knee, knee. It's another kick to the thigh, another kick that dropped him. Now, Muay Thai sort of brought kicks to the thighs into the modern world of sport fighting. Famously, there are multiple videos out there of some of the big fights between Westerners and Nak Muay, which term for Muay Thai boxers, Muay Thai fighters, not Thai fighters like Star Wars. But yeah, Nak Muay is the name if you are someone who fights Muay Thai. Whereas in Western kickboxing, all the kicks were above the waist when they fought in these mixed rule bouts, where the ties were usually restricted, like they usually couldn't use elbows, they couldn't clinch. Under those conditions, they would take advantage by really slamming their shin into the thigh, and that's sort of what we're getting. Now, it's odd. I haven't seen the movie. I've read the synopsis. I don't know how much Julian has trained or fought in Muay Thai. He seems very much a boxer. Most of his strikes have been punches, with the exception of that knee that just didn't land at all. Meanwhile, he's really getting torn up by the weapons of Muay Thai. The elbows and knees and kicks. And I'm wondering if that was. I didn't find anything on it, but I'm wondering if that was meant to symbolize the difference between, sort of the Western boxing style mindset and the the more native tools found in Muay Thai. Oh, it's another kick, and he's down. That was a front kick. You see Ryan Gosling sort of selling the damage of the strikes to the leg and the body. He's outclassed. He should really stop now. Oof. Taken down by an elbow to the body. Looked like another, well, elbow to the face, punch to the face, elbow. It's another hook. Straight punch, straight punch. And that's the fight. As far as realism goes, pretty good. Uh, One thing I should have mentioned up front, Julian, Ryan Gosling's character, has on a tie. I would have taken that off. If you're in a fight, it's a good idea not to have a noose around your neck. It's possible that that was meant to show his arrogance or his, look how put together I am. So I'm not going to discount it too much, but I think if someone was preparing for a fight, that would be one of the first things that they would address. After all, we did see him undo, the top button on his collar. I would have really gotten rid of the tie. He loosened it. Take it off, dude. It's not going to help you. Outside of that, all the tools that they used were very grounded. Again, we see the Westerner more focusing on boxing, and we see the native Thai using a broader arsenal, including kicks to the thigh, knees. We got spinning elbows, which were cool. Not a whole lot of clinching, and that was probably more to play to the cinematic value of it. Clinching is very difficult to do well for the camera. It is a staple of Muay Thai, and the fighters who are training in Thailand will spend hours every week working on their clinch work. A minus. Again, there are elements that are there that I don't think should be, but they're very minor. There are elements that aren't there that I think should be, but again are very minor. The other minor point might be that it's good for the storytelling, which we'll get to in a second. Gosling doesn't land a single strike at all. And I think he may have dodged a strike, but overall he was a punching bag. And he's meant to at least be a competent fighter, apparently. Like, he moves like he knows what he's doing. And to get someone who is middle-aged to take that much damage against someone who is not in their physical prime. And if he was a fighter, hadn't been fighting. As far as I understand, there's nothing in the backstory to indicate that Lieutenant Chang had been a high-level fighter of any kind. This is sort of the lopsided affair you would expect if he was going up against a former champion. So, because it's so lopsided and there doesn't appear to be an in-story reason for that, again, I'll slide the marker back a little bit, A minus, as opposed to something a little bit higher. Storytelling-wise, I think it's really good. Having seen the full thing, like I said, I've cut out a lot. We have those who are in these people's lives who are also involved in this a little bit as observers, and we see their reactions. And I cut out most of that. Lieutenant Chang is often contrasted or compared with, this statue of this legendary Muay Thai fighter. It'll pan into him and then pan away from the statue, which again, storytelling wise, shows, no, he's at this level, he's of this much importance. And again, going on IMDb, the director kept whispering in the actor's ear, like, you are God. So he's meant to sort of embody a very powerful being here. And I think the cinematography does that well, and I think the choreography does that well because, again, this mere mortal, Julian, Ryan Gosling, can barely it doesn't lay a hand on him at all. Can't touch him. Again, I'm afraid that I can't show you the things that I think makes it A+ storytelling, but I am going to give it an A+ for storytelling. I think it was very good. So thank you for watching. That's all I have for this week. Again, Media Fight Mondays come out the first and third Monday of every month. And once again, thank you, Frank Barr, for sponsoring this. If you would like to sponsor a video, you can go to my Ko-fi account. There's going to be a link to that in the description. And it doesn't need to be a Media Fight Monday. You can ask for me to sponsor a review or a video on another martial arts related subject. I have an entire Media Fight Monday playlist, so if you like this video, you can check out some of those. Most of my other videos are reviews of martial arts books. I also talk about other martial arts subjects. So if you'd like to check those out, please, feel free to peruse my channel. Give me a subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. And leave a like or even a comment if you have any positive thoughts on this video, or even any negative ones. Let me know what you think I got wrong. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.